Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back. We got another interesting video. I hope you all are doing great. My name is Sheikh Rashid Javed. My area of interest is network security and cloud. I work as a corporate cybersecurity trainer with almost 20 plus global certifications. So let's see acronyms N10-008. Acronyms are very important when it comes to any of the CompTIA exams. So here we will see most important acronyms, or I would say all important acronyms which we need to know. This is going to be very helpful for those who are planning to write N10-008 CompTIA Network Plus exam. So AUP, what is AUP? This is acceptable use policy. So here we need to understand AUP is acceptable use policy. So A is the right answer. It is not adaptable, it's not acceptable use protocol, it's not accountable. So A is the right one. I'm not going to explain this terminology because I did cover it in some other video, but here we will see what is the full form of these most important acronyms. ACL is your access control list. So this C is the right one. Access control list. ACL is your access control list. AP is your access point. So we also call it WAP, wireless access point. So why I am trying to explain those acronyms here, or why we need to know it, because in the question they will mention there's a scenario where there's a particular AP, so we need to understand what they are talking about. So that's where it becomes very important for us to understand these acronyms. AP is the access point. ARP is your address resolution protocol. Address resolution protocol, so this is the right answer. ACI is your adjacent channel interference. Adjacent channel interference, so this one looks right. Adjacent channel interference, so that is your ACI. AD is the administrative distance. Administrative distance. So I am trying to come up with other similar things here. So if we are 100% sure, now with the AD itself it should come to us mind. So I would say, without looking at the answers, it should strike to your mind that AD is the administrative distance. Then it is easy for us to see what is the correct answer. Otherwise, if there's a little bit of confusion, we'll not be able to understand, we'll not be able to guess what is the right full form of those acronyms. ASIC is your application specific integrated circuit. Application specific IC, integrated circuit. That's your ASIC. AH is your authentication header. Authentication header. AH is the authentication header. APIPA, automatic private IP address. Automatic private IP addressing. So A is the right one here. AS is the autonomous system. So with these acronyms, even in Security Plus you can see most of them, but I am trying to cover all the acronyms with respect to N10-008. So that's the latest one from CompTIA Network Plus exam. If you go through these acronyms, it's going to cover most of them which will be there in Security Plus exam also. BSSID is a basic service set identifier. So it's a basic service set ID. ID is the identifier. So basic service set identifier. This is the right. BGP is a border gateway protocol. So A is right here. Border gateway protocol. BYOD, bring your own device. So A is right. Bring your own device. Not break your own device. BIA is business impact analysis. Sorry, it's not basic. This is not the right. Business impact. So B is the right. Business impact analysis. So B is the right. Business impact analysis. CAN is your campus area network. Campus area network. Now these acronyms might have some other full form with respect to other technologies, but we are discussing all the acronyms with respect to N10-008. This is your campus area network. CSMC is your carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance. So carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance. This looks right. Not clear avoidance, not current sense, right? This is current, so this is not the right, this is clear. And here we have carrier sense multiple access collision, this is not acceptance, right? It is carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance, wireless. CSU DSU is your channel service unit, data service unit. So where is channel service unit, data service unit? So this looks right, channel service unit, data service unit. So what is wrong in others? Here you can see it's a distance, no it is data, right? So here it is a change, no it is channel. So here it is a solid, right? So it is channel service unit, data service unit. So I come up with those other full forms here so that we need to be 100% sure what does that mean, and then you go through the terminology. I have already covered some other video in which I try to cover terminology with respect to N10-008, because acronyms and terminology, if you know these things guys, trust me, it's going to be very easy for you to write this exam. CIA is your confidentiality, integrity, availability. Confidentiality, integrity, availability. So A is the right one. CIDR is your classless inter-domain routing. Classless inter-domain routing. So D is the right one. CCI is your co-channel interference. Co-channel interference. So there's adjacent channel interference, there's also co-channel interference. CDMA is your code division multiple access. Code division multiple access. So A is the right one. C&C is your command and control channel. So command and control. C&C means command and control. As a bot master, you use it in a DDoS attack. CVE is your database of vulnerabilities. It is common vulnerability and exposure. So common vulnerability and exposure, D is the right one. Common vulnerability and exposure. CVE, a database of vulnerabilities. Maintained by MITRE and adopted by NIST, right? CRC is your cyclic redundancy check. CRC, cyclic redundancy check. You know the way you calculate that checksum, cyclical redundancy check. You calculate those hashes and all to see if there's any unauthorized modification. Data loss prevention or data leak prevention. Data loss prevention. Or sometimes we also call it data loss or leak prevention. DOS is a denial of service attack, where someone is going to set up a kind of a tool and HOIC, LOIC, Rudy, Loris, Pyrus and HPing3 to attack your server. But nowadays you have DDoS with more strength. Desktop as a service. Now in the cloud, if you see, you have desktop as a service, you have storage as a service, you have security as a service, you have anything as a service, you have everything as a service. So there's anything as a service, but you never know when people will come up with everything as a service. DSL is a digital subscriber line. You know the way you have that DSL connections where you have those analog signals coming to your telephone lines, then need to be converted to the digital so your computer can understand. You need a modem, so that's your DSL, digital subscriber line. DRP is your disaster recovery plan. So DRP is a disaster recovery plan. DDoS is your distributed denial of service. So it is distributed DOS where you have more attackers. Internet control message protocol. So this is the protocol which you have, you have in case of ping uses this protocol to report those error messages. IGMP is internet group management protocol, right? Internet group. Oh, I have, okay, this is policy. Okay, this is the protocol. So it is a protocol, right? Internet group management protocol. It is internet group management protocol. So this is the protocol which you which you have when you want anyone to join a group in multicast. You have internet group management protocol, IGMP. IKE is Internet Key Exchange, a protocol, in case of IPv6 it's Internet Key Exchange. IMAP is your Internet Message Access Protocol. So Internet Message Access Protocol, not product, right? So it's not a product. It is not internal, but it is internet. It is not internet medium, but it is Internet Message Access Protocol, IMAP, in case of your emails. IoT is Internet of Things. Internet of Things, that's your IoT. DNS is your Domain Name System. So this one is the right answer, which does mapping of your domain name and IP. Your DHCP is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, which is going to assign IP address automatically to your machines. EIRP is your Effective Isotropic Radiated Power. So how much signal strength you get from the transmitter is your Effective Isotropic Radiated Power. EMI is your electromagnetic interference, like the way you have EMF, so you have EMI is electromagnetic interference. So A is the right one. No, not interface, but it is interference. Okay, electromagnetic interference. So I said interference, but I just marked this correct. This is not right. So please try to write and commit if I made a mistake, because I'm a little quick here, but this is what it is. Okay, so this is from your official book. This is what it means. Okay, electromagnetic interference. ESP is your encapsulating security protocol. Encapsulating security protocol. Encapsulating security protocol. So this one is the right. Encapsulating security protocol. EIGRP is your enhanced interior gateway routing protocol. Enhanced interior gateway routing protocol, right? It is not indexed, it is not great, it is not round, correct? So that's why A is the right one. I think we should go this way, so we'll come to know about the right answer. ESSID is your extended service set ID. Extended, it's not simple. Yes, it is extended service set ID. It's not exposed, it is not simple, correct? So the right answer is B. EUI is your extended unique identifier. Extended unique identifier, this looks right. It is not universal, it is not instance, it is not exposed. Okay, so A is the right one. EAP is your extensible authentication protocol. Extensible authentication, it's not product, it's not policy, it is not expanded, but it is extensible authentication protocol. So D is the right. EGP is your exterior gateway protocol. So A looks right. It is not policy, it is not product, it is not great. So A is the right answer. It is exterior gateway protocol. FC is your fiber channel. It is not FTP channel, it is your fiber channel. It is not change, it is not fast. So B is the right. It is your fiber channel you use in SAN, right? SAN NAS. FTP is your file transfer protocol. It is not, it is file transfer it's file transfer, it's not transport, it is not policy, it is file transfer protocol, it is not top. So it is file transfer protocol. FQDN is fully qualified domain name. So A is right. It is not need, it is not query, it is not fast. Okay, so A is the right. It is fully qualified domain name. GR is your generic routing encapsulation. It is not encryptic, it is generic routing encapsulation. This looks right. It is not root, it is not good. Okay, so B is the right one. It is generic routing encapsulation. GSM is your global system for mobile communication. Global system for mobile communication. So it is not for media, it is not for global system for mobile, it's not connection, it is global system for, it is not medium, right? So it is global system for mobile communication. D is the right one. HVAC is your heating, ventilation, air conditioning. It is not hot, so is right. It is not vendor, It is not automation. So it is heating, ventilation, air conditioning. HA is your high availability. High availability. It is not high automation. It is not heavy availability. It is not as advisability, right? It is your high availability. So D is the right one. In case of cloud, you might have seen, when there's a low or little downtime, 100% time the system would be available. Not always 100%, but maybe 99.9999%. Hypertext transfer protocol, but if you see, it is not HIPR, but it is HYPR, hypertext transfer protocol. So it is not hypertext, it is not high text, it is not HI, but it is HY, hypertext. So purposely I try to make it so we guys are sure, 100% sure, and we need to be. When it comes to CompTIA exams, I did IT fundamentals, I did A+, network plus, security plus, but acronyms and terminology is very important. IAM is your identity and access management. So identity and access management. So from EC Council, I have done most of the certifications like CEH, CND, ECSS, EDRP, what else? I mean, whatever certifications are there from EC Council, I've done almost 80% of the certifications from EC Council. And then from ISACA, I've done CSX fundamentals. And from Microsoft, I did MCT. And then I did AZ900, SC900, AZ104, AZ103, and rest, EC Council, certified EC Council instructor and all. But from CompTIA, these exams I'm planning for CYSX and then maybe CAS Plus later. But acronyms and terminology, I find this very useful. And I'll show later, what else we need to prepare for CompTIA exams. We'll discuss. Let me see if I remember, or maybe next slide somewhere. But this is identity and access management. IRP is your instant response plan. So it is not instant repeat plan. It is not instant response. Instant response. Sorry, see, I just tick policy. It's a plan, right? So it is not a policy. Correct? So this is wrong. It is not a policy. It is not a return plan, right? It is instant response plan. So sometimes, I know the things, but we are a little quick, because of confidence. So we need to have a self-confidence, but not more confidence. Because I did Network Plus, I spent like 10 years on networking, and I found, I'm going to pass this exam. I was in overconfidence, but that was the most difficult exam I wrote with CompTIA because of overconfidence. So we need to have a self-confidence, not that overconfidence, where you know the things. They purposely they tell you that IRP. Okay, so you need to see what does that mean. So if they ask a question, you know the answer, but you got to verify, is this what they mean? ICS is your industrial control system. Industrial control system. So first one is right. It is not inside, it is not sensitive, it is not carrier. Okay, so for CompTIA exams, here only in this slide, maybe I will forget. So what are the important things I do for CompTIA exams when you need to prepare for CompTIA exam? So first is go through the book. You need to get an official book or any book. Just go through the book once. And second thing, what you need to do, if you have a lab, go through the lab. Okay. Third thing is go to YouTube and search some videos. There are a lot of people who upload those videos. You learn from anyone, doesn't matter. The person might know little than what you know, but you think that way. But we learn from everything. We learn from everyone. The person might be having expertise in a different area or different zone. I might be good with security but not with networking. So we learn from everyone. Everyone has his unique technique. So go to YouTube and search for top 5 videos related to that course which you are studying, and just go through crash courses, go through practice questions on the YouTube. And last thing is go to online and search for practice test. Okay guys, I did this for every CompTIA exam and I found this very useful. Just go through the book, go through the lab, go through the YouTube, and go through the practice questions online. And what will happen? How is it going to help you? I did my 100%. Now I'm going to write the exam. I have that confidence in me. I am going to easily pass it because I did my best. I give my best. Now I don't care. That kind of confidence you need to have, that I did my best, I have gone through the book, I have gone through labs, I have gone through YouTube videos, 4 or 5 YouTubes, and then I have gone through practice questions. Now in the exam, based on your knowledge, you don't think that this is not what I have studied, but based on whatever knowledge you have, give your best always and leave rest on your luck, but you have to give your best first. IaaS is your infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. It is not infrastructure as a server. It is not any. It is not inside. Correct? So the right answer is infrastructure as a service. IAC is your infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. It's not cost. It is not any. It is not industry, right? So the right answer is infrastructure as a code. ISE is your instant secure erase. Instant secure erase. It is not sensitive. It is not eradicate. It is not sum. So the right answer is instant secure erase. IGP is your interior gateway protocol. So where is interior gateway protocol? This is the one. It is not policy. It is not inside. It is not product. Okay, it's an interior gateway protocol. IDF is your intermediate distribution frame. Intermediate distribution frame. So I think this is the right, because it's not disaster, it is not feed, and it is not your inside. Okay, so this is the right IDF. That's your IDF. MFA is your multi-factor authentication. It is not multi-feed, it is not authorization, it is not more factor. Okay, it is multi-factor authentication. MFA. MFF is your multi-mode fiber. You see, sometimes we know, if people say A is multi-mode fiber, it is single mode, but when they say what is MMF, what is SMF, you get confused a little bit. Oh, I never heard about MMF. So that's where this is important. In the question, CompTIA is going to use the trick that they always like to ask short form. I have seen in most of those questions, like 99% questions, they will ask short form. I have seen in all exams, IT fundamentals, A+, network plus, security plus, they like to ask short form. So that's why it's important we know what they're talking about. MFF is your multi-mode fiber. It is not medium, it is not most, it is not master, right? Multi-master fiber, it's multi-mode fiber. MIMO is your multiple input, multiple output. A technology which you use in 802.3N, where you get a lot of senders and receivers. You'll be sending multiple ways, multiple inputs and multiple outputs. It's not many, it is not most, it's not medium, right? It is multiple input, multiple output. MPLS is your multi-protocol label switching. Multi-protocol label, right? Not level, not medium. It is multi-protocol label switching. Label, right? Not level. I have written it twice. So MO is your multi-user MIMO, right? It's not most user, it is not unique, it is not medium, right? It is your multi-user MIMO, which you have seen in AC, I guess. 802.11 AC, right? So ND is your neighbor discovery. You are going to discover your neighbors with a neighbor discovery protocol. It's not need, it is not deal, right? It is a neighbor discovery protocol. NAC is your network access control. Network access control. NAC. NAT is your network address translation. That's your NAT, right? Where you do a mapping of your public and private IP. NAT, network address translation. It is not no address, it is not transfer, it is not network and, correct? So it is network address translation, public and private IP mapping. NFV is your network functions virtualization. Network functions virtualization. So this is the right one. So it is not features, it is not it is not verification. So C is the right one. NTP is a network time protocol. This is right. It's not transfer, it is not top, it is not product. So A is the right one. ISP is your internet service provider. Internet service provider. It is not your security provider. That's a different one, like MSSP. So a managed security service provider. IS, it's not product, it is not a server. ISC is your Internet Small Computer System Interface. Internet Small Computer System Interface. It is not your security. It is not your Internet Small Computer Systems Interface. Yeah, this looks similar. Okay, this is some. Okay, see guys, this is some. Okay, it is not the right one. So Internet Small Computer System Interface, this is the right one. I think we should go to each answer because I know the things, but because of overconfidence, I can select a wrong answer here. But that is your Internet Small Computer Systems Interface. So this is the right one. It is not some, right? It's not security. It is not small. IDS is your intrusion detection system. So intrusion, I have written the wrong spelling here, right? It's SION, intrusion. Intrusion deletion, not deletion. Intrusion detection, yes. It is not destruction. It is not a server. So it is intrusion detection system. IPS is your intrusion protection system. Now here I wrote it correctly. Intrusion protection system. Protection or prevention, guys? It is prevention, right? It's not protection. So sometimes they purposely ask a question in the exam. You need a system to prevent. You need a system to protect. So you think it's IPS because it says prevention, but they ask a question protection. They purposely ask those tricky questions. You know the things, but they just want to make it sure that you know it 100%. So in the question they will mention you need a protection system. You think, oh, it is IPS. No, IPS is a prevention system. So there's a protection, detection, deterrence. So it depends on what control they are asking about. So look at those keywords. So it is intrusion, it is prevention system. LDAP is a lightweight directory access protocol. Lightweight directory access protocol. It is not distance. It is not wear. It is not lock weight. LACP is your link aggregation control protocol. Link aggregation control protocol, right? So this is the right one, where you combine those different channels together, right? When you see NIC bonding, or on the switch side you have those different channels, link aggregation. LAN is a local area network. So it is not NIVS, it is not lost, it is not as. LC is a local connector which you use in your fiber optics. It is not low, it is not lock, it is not lead, it's a local connector. LT is your long term evolution, right? This is the one. It is not lost, it is not together, it is not low. MDF is your man distribution frame. It is not measure, it is not distance, it's a man distribution frame. It is not feed. So it's a man distribution frame for cabling and all, right? MTD is your maximum tolerable downtime. It is not distance, it's not disaster, it is not medium. So it is a maximum tolerable downtime. MTU is your maximum transmission unit. It is not transfer unit, it is not unique, it's not medium, it's a maximum transmission unit. MTBF is a mean time between failures. Mean time between failures. It's not feeds, it's not medium, it is not by. MTTF is a mean time to failure. It's not medium, it's a mean time to failure, okay? Not feed, not okay, I got a mean time to failure. So they look same, right? Okay, so it's a mean time to failure. Okay, both of them look same. No, this is a top, sorry. See guys, I did not check this because of overconfidence. So this is the right one. Mean time to failure is the right one. Okay, this is top. I didn't check that because when things are in your mind and you don't check those, it's a psychology that you don't check every word in a sentence. You know the thing, you just select that option, but it's a psychological effect. So we need to check everything. Mean time to failure. So D is the right one. Like mean time to repair. Mean time to repair. This is right. Mean time to repeat, no. Medium, no. Mean time, no. So A is the right one. Mean time to repair. MTRG. When it comes to acronyms, please look at every word. Not like you know the things and then you just go randomly like the way I'm doing right now. So it is a mechanical transfer registered jack. Mechanical transfer registered jack. This is right. Mechanical transfer required is not the one. Top is not one. Most is not one. MAC is a media access control. So media access control address, right? MAC address. A media access cancel, media as control most, right? So these are not the answers. Now MAC will have a different meaning also. It depends, like, in the network plus also you can see different MACs, but that's your MAC address. MDI is your medium dependent interface. Medium dependent interface. Not most, not disaster, not major. Memorandum of understanding, where you sign an MOU. It's not minutes, it is not under, it is not a medium, right? It's a memorandum of understanding. MAN is a metropolitan area network. It is not news, it is not need, it is not and. MEF is a mission essential function. It is not feature, it is not feedback, it is not major. So mission essential function. B is the right one. OTDR is your optical time domain reflectometer. Optical time, okay? Optical time domain reflectometer. It's not type, it is not repeater, it is not on time, right? It's optical time domain reflectometer. To measure the length of your fiber optic cables, you need this. Open systems interconnection. All the systems are open to connection. It is not open server, it is not on, it is not sensitive. So B is the right one. OOB is your out of band, not out of base, not out of. So there's also out of office, right? That is OOT. Triple O, right? This is out of, not out of band, it's out of band. PON is your passive optical network. Passive optical network. So D is the right. It is not news, it is not paid, it is not on. PAN is a personal area network. Personal area network. So C is right. It is not personal area news, it is not and, it is not people. So C is the right one. PACS is your physical access control system. Physical access control system, okay? It is not a server, it is not paid, it is not and. POTS is your plan old telephone system. It is not or, it's not power, it is not speed. So guys, I'm a little quicker here because I want to kind of cover all the acronyms, which are almost 170. All the acronyms starting with A. If you see here, I'm going with alphabetics. I'll go P, Q, R, S, T, U, V till Z. So I'm trying to cover everything. If you feel I'm a little faster, just pause your video, remember it, write it down, because this is going to be very helpful. Platform as a service, because I do see here there are a lot of people who know the things, but they just want to verify. So it is for them also. There are a lot of people who don't know some of them. There are a lot of people who don't know most of them. So it is for everyone. Platform as a service. So there are a lot of people like me. Even I go to YouTube, I check a lot of videos. I learn from everyone, because everyone has his own style of teaching. We learn from everyone. So this is how we grow. We learn and teach. So I'm learning something from others, and I'm also trying to contribute something to be helpful for others. So is this okay? Platform as a service, right? It's not sensitive, it is not always, it is not and. So we have covered almost to 100. We got 70 more. PPP is your point to point protocol. Point to point protocol. This is right. It is not product, it is not power, it is not power, right? Point to point protocol. PAD is a port address translation. Port address translation. Port address translation. This is the one. Okay, it is not address. Oh, sorry, it is address, but it is not post. Okay, it is not post. It is not transfer. It is not and. So it is port address translation. Post office protocol. Post office protocol. Okay, it is not post office product. It is not paid office protocol. It is not offer protocol. It's a post office protocol. So yes, this is right. PDU is your power distribution unit. Power distribution unit. Power distribution. So D is the right one. It is not disaster. It is not product. It is not universal. Okay, it's a power distribution unit. PoE, power over Ethernet. So where you send power over the Ethernet to those small devices like your small this camera, webcam. product, on, off, encryption. Okay, it's not the right one. PSK is your pre-shared key. Pre-shared key. This is the right. It is not plan. It is not paid. It is not your purpose shared key. It's a pre-shared key. PBX is your private branch exchange. It's not brand. It's not pro. It is not expect. NDA is your non-disclosure agreement. Not new, not need, not disaster. Open shortest path first. Not some, not find, not show. Operational technology. Not terminology. Not over, not transfer. Operational technology. OM is your optical mode. Not medium, not over mode, not on mode. It's an optical mode. You know where you differentiate those fibers based on the core size and the bandwidth. This is your optical spectrum analyzer. Optical spectrum analyzer. It is not antenna. It is not speed. It is not over. PDU is your protocol data unit. So there was a different PDU like power distribution unit. This is a protocol data unit. Protocol data unit. Not disaster, not unique, not port. PKI is your public key infrastructure. Public key infrastructure. Not integrity, not product, not public kill. Public kill infrastructure. PSTN is your public switch telephone network. Public switched telephone network. It's not soft, it's not policy, it's not news. Quality of service. It is not quality of server, it's not quality of speed, it is not office service. Radio frequency ID. Not ratio, not radio for ID, not register. It's a radio frequency ID. Received signal strength indicator. Not register, not stop, not inspector. Recovery point objective. You know, RTO, RPO. It's not register, it's not peer, it is not observe, right? So RPO, you know, which deals with the backup. How frequently you need to have a backup, or RTO, how much time it takes you to recover. That's where you calculate MTD, maximum tolerable downtime, which is equivalent to your RTO plus work recovery time. So when you have an MTD, your business might fail if you don't recover in that time period. So this is your RTO, recovery time objective. Not observation, not reverse, not transfer. Radius, see, we are reaching to R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. We are about to reach to W, Z, right? So it's a remote authentication dial in user service. Remote authentication dial in user service. You know, it's a AAA server. Authentication, authorization, accounting. It is not indicator. It's not in, under. It is not dot. RDP is a remote desktop protocol. A remote desktop protocol. It's not disaster. It is not product. It's not refer. It's a remote desktop protocol. Role-based access control. Role-based access control. It's not accept. It's not access. It's not register. It's a role-based access control. RA is your router advertisement. Router advertisement. It's not repeater advertisement. It is not assessment. It's not ring advertisement. It's a router advertisement. Routing information protocol. Routing information protocol. It is not increase. It is not port. It is not ring. It's a routing information protocol. Secure erase. Not soft erase, not eradicate, not send. It's a secure erase, right? Where you sanitize a drive using that ATA command set. Secure shell. It's not soft shell. It is not soft. It is not sender shell, right? It's a secure shell. Secure sockets layer. SSL. Secure sockets layer. It's not sector. It's not land. It is not soft. It's a secure sockets layer. Now it's being replaced with TLS. SIEM is your security information and event management. Security information and event management. So this is the right one. It is not speed, it's not introduction, it is not ever. SMB is your server message block. Server message block. It's not manage, it's not blank, it's not soft. SLA is your service level agreement. Service, where is service? Okay, I've written server, but it's a service, SERVIC. Okay, I have written it wrong. So it's a service level agreement. Okay, not server level, service level agreement. It's not server low, it is not secure, it is not, but it's a service level agreement. So the agreement which you sign, like your ISP is going to sign, like CSP is going to sign with you as a customer, what kind of services they are willing to provide you. If they don't provide that service, maybe you are going to get that credits in your bill which you can pay. SID is a service set identifier. Service set identifier. It's not soft, it's not initiator, it's not soft. Session initiation protocol. It's not secure, it's not internet, it's not product. It's a session initiation protocol in case of your VoIP, where you initiate a session but the actual delivery is done by RTP, a real-time transport protocol. STP is your shielded twisted pair. Shielded twisted pair. It is not your product, it is not 10 pair, it's not secure. SNMP is your simple network management protocol. Simple network management protocol. It is not known, it is not major, it is not secure. SAE in case of your WPA3, it's a simultaneous authentication of equals. Simultaneous authentication. So I was having a question in case of I think in Security Plus or Network Plus, where they want me to choose a protocol which is being used in WPA3. This is simultaneous authentication of equals. It is not Office, it is not AS, it is not SIM. SMF is your single mode fiber. So there's a multi-mode, there's also single mode. It's not fast, it is not single medium, it's not soft. Single sign-on, where you sign in only once. Authentication once, authorization many. It's not speed, it's not soft, it is not speed on. SOHO is a small office, home office. Small office, home office. It's not speed office, it is not what is this? Small office, house office. Okay, it is small office, home office. SMTP is your simple mail transfer protocol. It is not product, it's not port, it's not secure. Software as a service. Software as a service. Not software always service, not speed, not end. Software as a service. Software defined networking, not defined news, not a speed. Software defined. Okay, this also says software. Okay, this looks same. Okay, so yeah, this or this, right? It looks same. Okay, so see guys, there's a difference, right? It's a different, it's a defined. Okay, so a little bit of mistake, little bit of purposely I did that little bit, but I thought like, oh, they look similar because of that. I just see the sentence, not the word. So we need to check every word. That's very important. Even I do this mistake of reading a sentence, but we should read word by word when it comes to CompTIA. But when it comes to exam, I do read sentence by sentence, word by word. I go once, twice to make it sure that I understand. Now I understand the concept, but do they really mean what I think is very important. Software defined ban. Software defined ban. Okay, it is not secure, it's not sniffing, it is not simultaneous. D is the right. Spanning tree protocol. Spanning tree protocol. This is the right one. Okay, it is not a product, it is not secure, it is not top. This is your standard operating procedure. Standard operating procedure. Standard operating procedure. It's not organized, it's not office, it is not presentation. Slack is your stateless address auto configuration. Stateless address auto configuration. Stateless address. Okay, this one. Stateless address auto configuration. which is used in IPv6, where hosts can assign address to the interfaces automatically without manual intervention. It's not signature, it's not stateless. It's stateless, it's not addressing, right? So stateless address auto configuration. SAN is your storage area network, not speed, not authentication, not storage area network. ST is your straight tip. It's a fiber optic connector, twist and lock connector. Not this, not soft tip, not straight rest. SC is your subscriber connector. It's also push-pull connector used in fiber optic. So guys, there's a connector which is F-type connector. So I question why purposely they ask F-type connector. So we think it's a fiber, but guys, this is coax, because almost 99% of the guys will think that it's a fiber optic connector, but F-type connector is for coax. SCADA is your supervisory control and data acquisition. So this is supervisory control and data acquisition. This is right. Okay, now we reach to T. We have almost, I guess, 20 more. So this is your test access port. It is not acquire, it is not process, it's not product. TACX Plus is terminal access controller access control system. Terminal access controller access control system. AAA server, developed by Cisco, which makes use of TCP, because radius is RDP. So this is the right one. It is not top. It's terminal access controller access control system plus. TDR is your time domain reflectometer. Time domain reflectometer. It is not dot, it is not rootkit, it is not team. TTL is your time to live, not time to like, time to live. Sorry, not time to love, right? It's time to live, not time to love. No time to love, but time to live. Or time to lead, no time to live, right? It's time to live. What's the life of the packet? How much time it lives in a network before it's being discarded? So to prevent those loops. Top of rack, those switches which are on the top of the rack, right? This one, top of the rack, not rock, not test, not ransomware. So top of the rack, high performance switch model. TLS is your transport layer security. Not lower, not transfer, not layer, not speed, right? TFTP is your trivial file transfer protocol. Trivial, not fast, not trivial file not TRAN, not port. UPS is your uninterrupted power supply. It is not product. It is uninterrupted, not speed, not unique. So uninterrupted power supply is the right answer. Now we reach to V. VLSM, variable length subnet mask. VLSM is a variable length subnet masking, where you have different lengths of subnet mask to save some addresses. VLAN is a virtual LAN, right? Virtual local area network. So this is simple, like virtual LAN. LAN is a local area network. VNC is your virtual network computing, remote access protocol, screen sharing, right? Virtual network computing. VPN is your virtual private network. It is not protect, it is not prevent, it's not post, it's a private network. VoIP is your voice over IP or voice over internet protocol. Voice over, not on, voice over internet protocol, VoIP. Not on, not in, not what is this policy. WPA is your Wi-Fi protected access. Not prevented, not accept, not wide. WAN is your wide area network. Not west, not need, not as. WLAN is your wireless local area network. Okay, this is the one. Not lost, not as, not waste. Work recovery time, we discussed that, your MTD is equal to your what's that term? I forget. So there are two terms. One is your maximum tolerable downtime. Okay, so that's your work recovery time plus RTO. Okay, RPO and RTO. So that's your work recovery time plus RTO. So this is your work recovery time. Alright guys, so that is it. So let me come back to my main screen. Yes guys, so that was it about those acronyms which I tried to cover. So it took almost 50 minutes. I did not want this video to be bigger, but I wanted this to be short. But there were almost 170 acronyms which we need to remember, because if it comes to Network Plus, Security Plus, these exams are little harder, not that easy. So I would say go through the official book, go through the labs if you have. If you don't have, don't worry, go through some YouTube videos, because I did go through labs for some of the exams, but it gives you a little bit of confidence, but I did not find anything relevant in the exam. So it's different story when you go to exam. When the things which you read is going to be entirely different story, because in exam you think, oh, I never know what that is. But that happens in most of those CompTIA exams. You go prepared, you just go through the book, go through the lab, go through practice questions, and then in exam it's entirely different. So you think that you have not read this question. But my technique or my suggestion would be based on whatever knowledge you have. So you need to have that kind of confidence. Based on that knowledge, you're going to see what will be the most correct answer. So sometimes you need to remove the wrong answers. Sometimes what you do time management, because some questions need more time, some questions need less time. So if you are able to manage that time, it's very important. Sometimes you know the things, but you're not managing that properly, so you spend a lot of time in this performance based question. I have seen most of those guys, they spend a lot of time on PBQ. So if you think you answered it correctly, give your best. Doesn't mean that you need to spend 20 minutes 30 minutes on that question, because if you lose some marks here in the PBQ, you have some other MCQ where you can gain those marks. But yeah, they say that if you are not able to do good in PBQ, that's going to decide, but just give your best. Okay, so MCQs, we need to just do the practice questions, and terminology and acronyms are very important. So I covered acronyms for this exam. In Security Plus I also covered, but that was a different way. So here I tried to give some answers and then try to cover it this way. Let me see what's the response I'm getting. So I'll be trying to cover it for other exams also, terminology and acronyms. Then I might be just trying to include some practice questions also. So I'm trying to spend a lot of time on CompTIA. Earlier I focused more on EC Council. Now I'm trying to focus more on CompTIA, because I do see there's a lot of demand for your A plus, Network Plus, Security Plus, IT Fundamentals, CYSA Plus, CAS Plus when it comes to cybersecurity. So I'll make it sure that I'm going to record other videos. So please do like, subscribe, share and comment on these videos to keep me motivating, so I will come up with some other interesting videos. So I was very much concerned about so let me share this tip, because if you see here, I'm using a camera, my mobile phone camera here to record the video, because I was kind of trying to buy a camera where I found it was very high costly. So I just got a simple camera and it did not give me that much clarity. So what I did is I just tried to kind of search online, how can I use my mobile, because I thought the camera in my phone is better, so why can't I use this camera. So I just used video.ninja to try to capture my phone camera. So I'm using my phone camera, it gives more clarity than my laptop camera. So I'm just trying to include this camera in my OBX. I don't know how to use this tool, but I just did a little bit of editing. I know it's not perfect, but we need, as a trainer, as a teacher, I know it makes a lot of sense, not only what you're talking about but the way you present that, it makes a lot of sense. So I am trying to improve, because if I see my previous videos, I did not record them so nicely, and then I did a lot of editing and all that. So maybe in the future I might try to have maybe some advanced setup or something, but this was a small thing which I tried to share with you guys. If you want, you can also include your phone camera in OBX. You don't need to buy a costly camera. This gives you better clarity. So please do like, subscribe, share and comment on this video. I'll record some other videos, and thank you. See you again in some other video. Thank you so much.